Hey everybody, welcome to WCAX. This is our live streaming show. It kicks off every day at 9:15. Today we're talking about safe injection sites, and of course, one of our reporters that knows that well, especially this week, is our Catherine Huntley. Catherine, good morning.
Good morning, John.
How are you? So as far as today goes, I know it's been kind of a long time coming for this. Democrats overturned Governor Scott's veto, and now there is a proposed safe injection site coming to Burlington. Kind of shed some light on that for me. What are advocates saying, people for this and then people against this, as kind of those wheels start turning and progress on that?
So essentially what it will look like, and this is just a pilot program. Burlington is kind of at the forefront here because they've been approved in Providence, Rhode Island, but I don't believe that they've actually started there, and there's 2 in New York City. So that's it for the United States. So Burlington needs, and the state stressed to me yesterday, they need to be very careful about how this exactly will operate. So we don't know that, but essentially it will be a center where people can come in and safely inject their drugs under supervision of medical personnel who can help them if they've overdosed, but also connect them to services and kind of get them so they have a safe place to do this rather than doing it on the street. I spoke to many people downtown yesterday who are either houseless or active drug users, and they told me that they believe this will prevent them from having to see friends dead in alleyways, have to constantly be paranoid about reviving people, and will definitely take syringes off the streets, take public drug use off the streets that so many people are seeing, and give them a better shot at hopefully getting to recovery. So, but opponents say that this is, kind of a costly thing that's taking away resources from other proven drug methods. So it will be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know you spoke to, or at least a statement from the mayor as well. What does timeline look like? I mean, I know it's only been a couple days now, but what are decision makers saying at this point?
That's where it gets really interesting, John, because so the state and the health department are making up all these rules. The city of Burlington's not a public health entity. They can't do that. But the state is coming up with these rules, and they need to really be done with that by September per the legislation. During the mayor's press conference, she was pushed yesterday on how soon this could open, and she said within a year or sooner. But then I interviewed Dr. Levine just a couple of hours later, and he was kind of talking about how these things take a long time, how the health department they want to make it happen as soon as they can. But he said not within a year, or maybe, he goes, maybe 2 years. So it will be interesting to see. And the city of Burlington does have a lot of work to do too. They need to make sure zoning is in place, need to do zoning amendments if they have to, but then also find the correct place for this to be sited that doesn't conflict with other services in the area, and is also near where people will use it.
Absolutely. And Catherine, another question I ask all of our reporters when we do these debriefs is, a lot of times as a reporter, there is stuff that gets left on the cutting room floor. Anything else you want to add to your story that may not have, we've seen, that made air last night and this morning?
I think I was just surprised about, most people we try to talk to when we do these things called man on the street interviews, or we go out and have to ask people randomly. Most people don't talk to us. But I have a lot of off-camera conversations, and that was with a lot of people who are actively homeless or actively using, like I mentioned. I was shocked about the overwhelming number of people who would completely open up when we would ask about this, believing that this would definitely help. However, I did speak with one gentleman who was worried this could bring more people who are using to the city. But by far the overwhelming sentiment from people who are actively going through substance use issues is that they are excited for this. They believe this will help. But now the hard work begins of how will it actually work? And, that's something we'll be following really closely.
Absolutely. And that in mind, too, I can hardly imagine this is just the first of many stories that we'll be covering on this. But Catherine, thank you for hopping on. I know it's maybe an early morning for you. So what we'll do now is we'll head over to your story, and if anybody missed it this morning, they can see that there. But Catherine Huntley, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, have a good one. That was our Catherine Huntley again talking about safe injection sites in Burlington. Like I said, I will pull up her story just right now. But it's something that has been had extensive coverage on the last few weeks and months, kind of leading up to this veto session. So without kind of further ado here, I will get that going.
All too common. Now, those who spend time on the streets are hoping an overdose prevention center, or OPC, in the Queen City will help those struggling with substance use.
These places, I think, would be great, and I think it would save lives. People wouldn't have so many overdoses, you know. I know that people are getting Narcan, but there's not always somebody there, and people get scared. And when they get scared, they tend to take off.
If they have a safe place to do it, that's fine and dandy, but it does not belong in the public place.
Mayor Emma Mulvaney-Stanek has long been a supporter of overdose prevention centers. The new law establishes a pilot program in the Queen City funded through 2028 by opioid settlement funds.
That we are literally losing lives that we do not need to lose.
The city will now begin looking at zoning regulations and where the site will be. Considerations include avoiding oversaturation of services in one area, as well as being near transportation and where people are already using.
I have a great responsibility to the people whose lives that we're trying to save here and impact, and the people we're trying to help encourage get to treatment. That's an important thing to get right. So I want to make sure that we are not rushing things, but moving with an urgency that is really needed on this critical issue.
Advocates say an OPC will save lives, reduce syringes on the street, decrease public drug usage, and allow users better access to services. Opponents say it's a costly experiment that will take resources away from proven treatment methods. Vermont Health Commissioner Dr. Mark Levine says the health department is ready to begin making the rules and policies for the OPC as outlined in the legislation. However, he wants to temper expectations that this is a part of a multi-pronged approach at addressing the drug crisis.
None of the timelines go as quickly as people would have imagined they would go. These are very complex issues, and the opioid use disorder itself is a very complex set of circumstances that requires a lot of ingenuity in terms of developing solutions.
Burlington's Mayor Emma Mulvaney-Stanek says that she hopes that the Overdose Prevention Center will be open within a year. In Burlington, Catherine Huntley, Channel 3 News.
And again, that was our Catherine Huntley reporting on safe injection sites. If you want to see that full story, you can go over to WCAX.com. and check that out. Right now, of course, we are in the midst of now what is day 2 of a pretty intense heat wave. We're staying cool, staying safe as well. Taking a look at our Echo Cam here. Maybe not quite yet, but find a safe body of water to jump into. Our Peter Kavakauskas, of course, is in the studio with a little bit of a weather update as we kind of fare through this kind of nasty weather.
Up to be day 2 of the first heat wave of the summer yesterday. As a matter of fact, yesterday we saw our first day at 90 degrees or above, a daytime high of 93 at Burlington International. Reminder, to make it a heat wave, you need 3 consecutive days of 90 plus weather, and today should easily make it day 2. As a matter of fact, take a look at where we started off the day today. Temperatures 60s, 70s, and yeah, Burlington International not even falling out of the 80s here through the course the overnight hours last night. Just goes to show you how incredibly warm and sticky it was as you got ready to step out the door for any Wednesday morning plans. That heat advisory remaining up for the entirety of our region, that running until tomorrow at 8 o'clock, because each and every afternoon, this afternoon as well as tomorrow afternoon, we'll be talking about heat indices approaching 95 all the way up to 105 degrees. And I really think today that's probably the peak of really the heat here as we head towards this afternoon. Here's how it shapes up on Futurecast. Again, we'll start off the day today with that hazy sunshine out there, a few passing clouds here and there through the morning hours. Then as we we head towards this afternoon, this evening, the chance that a few of those showers and thunderstorms starting to bubble up once again, just thanks to the fact that we've got all that heat and humidity in play once again through the course of the day today. Heading into your day tomorrow, kind of a rinse and repeat situation. We'll start off the day on Thursday primarily dry. A cold front will actually begin to swing through the region here as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. I think that means the showers and thunderstorms probably a bit more numerous in nature here as we head through the second half of the day for your day tomorrow. Dew points really not going anywhere. Dew points going to remain fairly sticky in the mid to upper 60s and lower 70s here as we head through the rest of the day today. And what does that mean? Well, it means another day combined with that high heat and those downright sticky dew points where we're talking real field temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, approaching, if not above, that 100-degree mark here for some of us as we head towards this afternoon. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, a bit of relief, but use that term pretty loosely. As a matter of fact, I still think most of us talking about real field temperatures in the upper 80s and low to mid 90s here as we head through the course of your day on Thursday. So all those heat safety tips still in play here for the day today. Be sure to drink plenty of water, slow down, avoid that midday sun if you can. Wear light colored clothing, loose fitting clothing at that as well. Never leave kids or pets in parked cars even for a second, and make sure to provide those pets with cool water and ample shade here as we head through the rest of the day today. So your forecast here through the rest of the day, we'll talk daytime highs here that climb back into the upper 80s and low to mid 90s. These are our actual air temperatures before what it feels like with the humidity. Tonight, again, I think most of us are going to spend the overnight lows here in the 70s here as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning. Mostly clear skies overhead. Heading into your day tomorrow, again, still pretty warm out there, but I don't think quite as bad as where we're going to be here for the day today. Still daytime highs, generally in the mid to upper 80s and lower 90s here as we head towards your day on Thursday. Now look at that 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow, the first day of summer actually, and still going to definitely feel like summer out there. That cold front will come through the region here as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. That's going to begin to knock down the temperatures a bit here as we head towards this weekend. As a matter of fact, take a look at Saturday and Sunday, talking about temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. A bit warmer here as we head towards the start of next week, talking a little bit more sunshine for Tuesday and temperatures back into the 80s. John, I'll send things back to you.
Thank you, Peter. Again, we're taking a look at Lake Champlain from our Echo Cam. It looks nice outside, but it's definitely going to be hitting a wall of heat and humidity as soon as you head out that door. So hopefully everybody is safe as you do so. I think that does it for us here on WCA Extra. There is no noon show today, so we'll see you on WCAX first at 4, or Channel 3 first at 4 rather. And hope everyone takes care, stay cool, and of course, pets, kids, listen to your parents, wear sunblock, all that good stuff as we kind of brave this heat for the next couple days or so. But until then, take care.